The Occupy Wall Street movement emerged in September 2011 as a grassroots protest against economic inequality, corporate greed, and the influence of big banks on government policies. The movement began in New York City's Zuccotti Park, with a small group of activists camping out and organizing demonstrations to draw attention to what they saw as systemic injustices in the financial system. The protesters, who came from diverse backgrounds and had a range of grievances, used the slogan "We are the 99%" to highlight the vast economic disparities between the wealthiest individuals and corporations, and the rest of the population. They argued that the financial crisis of 2008 had exposed the failures of capitalism and the need for fundamental changes to the economic system. The Occupy movement quickly spread to cities across the United States and around the world, with protesters setting up encampments in public spaces and organizing marches, rallies, and other forms of direct action. The movement's decentralized structure and focus on participatory democracy allowed for a wide range of voices and issues to be represented. One of the key features of the Occupy movement was its emphasis on nonviolent protest and civil disobedience. Participants engaged in acts of peaceful resistance, such as sit-ins, marches, and building occupations, to challenge the status quo and demand social and economic justice. The Occupy movement also brought attention to specific issues such as student debt, housing foreclosures, healthcare access, and climate change. Protesters called for higher taxes on the wealthy, stricter regulations on financial institutions, and greater accountability for corporate wrongdoing. The movement faced criticism and challenges, including questions about its goals, tactics, and lack of a clear leadership structure. Some critics dismissed the protesters as naive or misguided, while others raised concerns about disruptions to public spaces and conflicts with law enforcement. Despite these challenges, the Occupy movement succeeded in sparking a national conversation about income inequality and economic injustice. It drew attention to the power dynamics at play in the financial system and the ways in which corporate interests can influence government policies. The legacy of the Occupy Wall Street movement can be seen in the continued focus on economic inequality and social justice issues in political discourse. The movement inspired other grassroots movements and campaigns, such as the Fight for 15 minimum wage campaign and the Black Lives Matter movement, which have also sought to address systemic injustices and advocate for progressive change. While the Occupy movement may not have achieved all of its specific policy goals, it succeeded in raising awareness and mobilizing a broad coalition of activists, organizers, and concerned citizens around the world. It remains a powerful example of how ordinary people can come together to challenge entrenched power structures and demand a more just and equitable society.